Good morning. Hi. I'm coming to you from a beautiful rock in the Pashaston Wilderness in Leavenworth, Washington. And this is one of my favorite places in the whole world. And I wanted to share it with you. So I came here to one of my favorite places, as I often do, when I am feeling like, if you ever go through that time where you're just feeling uninspired, unmotivated, completely blah, and just thinking, what on earth am I doing with my life? And maybe everything that I think I've got going, I just want to burn it down. And I was feeling that. So this is where I go. I go to one of my inspiration spots. And for me, being in this wilderness, in Leavenworth, in the mountains, revives me. And I don't always expect it to. I don't always expect it to revive me, but every time I come here, it's like my soul wakes up and my cells wake up and I feel refreshed. And so it has become my home away from home, and I wouldn't be surprised if someday I made this my home, just because something about the energy here is so beautiful. So I am curious, what do you do when you feel like, if you look at the same four walls, you're just going to lose your mind? Or when you're feeling truly uninspired? I am offering I'm offering to you, what if you get up and you change your routine a bit? What if you get up and you try something new? Or what if you get up and go to a different location? For me, those are the three things that seem to help the most. Completely getting out of my own space and into a new space. Spend a few nights, hike, play, do nothing, take naps, sit by the river, eat yummy food, lay in the sun, even in the wintertime. And it revitalizes me. It brings me back to my still point. It brings me back to that place in me that feels fed and that feels alive and that feels like Carrie. And it's just one of my little tricks that I do to bring myself back to me, especially when I have that I just want to burn it all down feeling. Not that that's not something to examine, but more often than not, especially in this last year, I found that there are ebbs and flows, and there are times where everything in me gets very suppressed or compressed, or you could say depressed. I am noticing that I am moving into apathy. And I know that when I move into apathy, there's nothing wrong with that, but it's not a space that I love to stay in. I don't enjoy staying in an apathetic state because I am normally such a completely open-hearted person that it feels very foreign to remain in an apathetic state for very long. So I find that getting out of my norm, getting out of my routine, changing it up, doing something different, going to a place where I feel completely inspired, such as being on the mountains, being near water, being for me, it's just anywhere with nature, you know, where I feel like I can really be within nature, changes the paradigm for me. And I'm curious, what changes the paradigm for you? Because that's one of the ways we soothe ourselves. That's one of, you know, one of our ways that we, as an awakening soul, like, how do we help ourselves when we're struggling? How do we help ourselves when we're experiencing thoughts or feelings or emotions that challenge us? Or how do we, you know, soothe ourselves when we're experiencing complete absence of what brings us joy, or we're having a tough time accessing our joy when we've gone to apathy? What helps bring you out of it? This is what helps me. And so I thought it'd be really lovely to share that with you.
It was always on fire, our house, our dreams. We were dancing on a wire, reckless.
Something that I always find quite interesting too is that the space right before I soothe myself, that space right before I go, you know what, I need to go. Like, I need to go up into the woods for a night or two, or I need to go to the lake for the day, or I need to go be by a river. I find that I really, really fight it. And I don't know if you experience this, but this is really common for me. I will fight it sometimes for days or weeks. And often it's someone who loves me in my life that says, sweetie, you should go. Like, you should go get away. Or, you know, like, have you been to the woods lately? Or, you know, like, it sounds like you could use a few days. And I'm always so grateful for them, because sometimes they see things that I can't. I'm in my blind spot when I go to apathy, and I feel stuck. And so going to the mountains or those sacred places in nature help me get unstuck. And I'm so grateful for the people in my life that kind of like encourage me to, like, go on, we love you, but bye-bye. I need that. And I'm wondering if you ever need that too. It's like, even sometimes I feel angry. Like, I feel angry, like, what, you don't want me around? But in the back of my mind, I know, like, I must be not very much fun to be with right now if they're encouraging me to go to the woods. So yeah, that's one way I'm really grateful for the people in my life when they help me like that. It's so sweet to be out in nature. And I was noticing something too, like when I started to talk about suppressed, compressed, depressed, you know, I was noticing that my guides were starting to say something about that. Is like those three states. So choose, observe, and then feel. Choose, observe, feel. Suppression, compression, depression. I've never gotten that message before, and I really love that the council is teaching me about this right now as we talk, because this is important for me too. It's important for me too because I only share with you things that I'm going through. I only share with you things that I know about. And the way I know about them is because I've lived them. And that's the only way I can then share it. And what I keep hearing from the council right now is like, none of that is wrong. We have this notion, especially in Western culture, and so whatever culture you're in where this video is finding you, it may be different for you. But certainly in Western culture, there is an enormous stigma around depression. And so if we first look at suppression, right? Wow, this is really cool what the guys are showing me right now. So if we first look at suppression, what leads us down the road towards depression, oh, it's amazing, is that we're suppressing something within us. We're suppressing desire. We're suppressing a thought. We're suppressing a need. We're suppressing maybe the ability that we're having strong emotions. We're suppressing the idea or the ability to experience those emotions. We are suppressing maybe a conversation that we want to have with someone. We could be suppressing movement in our body because we're tired or we don't feel like it, so we suppress that need, which then leads us down the road to compression. So the council said suppression is a choice, compression is an observance, and then depression is a feeling. Choice, observance, feeling. So if we go in then to compression, which is observance, we are observing that we have this need, but we're not going to do it because we may not like the outcome, or it may feel really inconvenient. And as humans, we hate to be inconvenienced, right? We hate to make a scene. We hate to, be offensive or to hurt someone. We hate to take what we're going through seriously. So we stuff it. We suppress it. Then comes the compression, in that we observe that there's something that we could do, but we don't. And when we let that fester long enough, we then can move into depressing, where we feel a depression of emotions. Damn. I'm just getting this, and I'm just putting it together with you on video, and this is really, really, really helpful for me, because this is exactly what I was doing. I was really having a lot of feels this last week about something with a person in my life, and I didn't go to them because I didn't want to rock the boat, because I didn't want to cause a scene, because I was caught up in ego, and I wasn't being authentic. And so I suppressed. And then in that suppression, I moved into compression, where I observed what I was doing, but I did it anyway, stuck in my head, telling myself a story. And it depressed and moved into the depression of my thoughts and feelings. Wow. Wow. And yeah, and now I'm here because I had to get out of my own head, and I had to figure it all out, and I'm literally figuring it out on camera with you right now. And I'm so grateful for this breakthrough, because I hate that I do that. I, not to judge myself too harshly, but I want to live in authenticity. I want to be authentic in every moment as much as possible. And sometimes getting out of our own way is the biggest challenge. Getting out of our own way, letting our ego go, allowing ourselves to be vulnerable. I know for me, it's one of my biggest challenges this lifetime. And I still have so much to learn. Learning is never over for the professional, right? Learning is never over for us as humans. We learn, we fail, we grow forward. We fail, we learn, we grow forward. Never stop learning, never stop failing.
Found holes in these walls.
Suppression, compression, depression. It's okay. It's okay. half the battle is knowing what on earth we're doing with ourselves, and then the other half is doing our best to fix it. So when we know better, we do better. And I am in the trenches with you. As I know better, I do better too. And then I share it. So thank you for being here with me in my sacred place. It's actually been really meaningful to share it this time. And we shot that video just in time because whoa, the clouds are rolling in fast and we're losing all of our sun. And yay, we got to make a pretty video together. All right, I look forward to seeing you on the next video. Some adventure I choose to take you on. I never know where that will be, and that's half the fun of it. So if you're new, subscribe. If you're here, awesome. Like, share, hit the bell, all the things. So love to you. Until next time.
Until it falls, the final straw.